You're first going to want to create a budget worksheet for each month, and then how much you make a month, you'll write here. Then do your fixed expenses. These are things that don't change every month. These are like your mortgage, utilities, phone bill, trash, things that stay the same. Then you'll do your variable expenses, and these are things that do change every month, like clothing or entertainment. Now subtract your expenses from your monthly salary. If you get a negative number or are left with a little difference, you'll quickly see where spending habits are getting you in trouble and where you need to focus your recovery efforts. As part of your assessment, get a copy of your credit record and credit score so you'll know if they have been damaged. You can go to myfico.com to order your credit report, and they'll send you all 3 reports from the credit bureaus. After you add up the total expenses every month, you're going to subtract that from your monthly salary. What is left over, you're going to want to put some into savings, so determine how much you can put into savings. The rest, you're going to budget to live on what's left. So whether it's for clothes or you split the money evenly between you and your husband for whatever expenses or date nights, things like that. You can print off this budget worksheet, go to providentliving.org. Use an online bill paying service or arrange to have bills paid automatically. Have a part of your pay automatically transferred into your savings account before you even see it. My husband and I have an allotment set up, so a portion of his paycheck will go straight into savings before we even see it. That way we're not tempted to spend the money. Ideally, you should have 3 months' expenses set aside for emergencies like job loss, disability, or divorce. So if your bills are $3,000 a month, you should have $9,000 in savings as a cushion. On a calendar, mark what days each bill comes out. Try to have your bills come out the next day after you get paid. That way you're not spending your money before you pay the bills. Your monthly debt payments, including rent or mortgage, should not exceed 40 to 45% of your take-home pay. The rest needs to cover food, clothing, and other expenses. Credit card debt should not exceed 20% of your take-home pay. Create a debt log. You can get this on my blog, www.pendletonmoms.blogspot.com. And this is going to track each debt that you have. So you're going to do the type of debt that it is, creditor, your account number, monthly payment, the interest rate, that's very important, and the term, what lifestyle this impact it has on you, goals on how to get rid of the debt, your plan of action, and the time frame you plan to do it in. And each time you pay it, you're going to write the date, the amount, and now the balance that is left. After you do the debt log for each debt, you're going to want to compare them side by side and add up all the debt that you have, so you can have an overall view of what you owe. Here's an example. You're going to want to write down the type of debt and the amount that you owe. Then 20% of your monthly income should go to paying off debt. You're first going to want to prioritize what is most important. Student loans are number 1. You don't have to pay them off at once, but keep up with your regular payments. Student loans carry a huge legal obligation and that can't be discharged in bankruptcy. They can come in and seize your assets in a way that other creditors can't. Next is any high interest rate debt, such as credit cards and home equity loans. And last is any medical bills or personal loans. Credit card companies typically ask that you pay just 2% of the outstanding balance, but if you only pay minimum payments, you'll never get out of debt. Always pay more than the minimum due. If you can swing it, pay at least 3 times the minimum required payment. Remember, minimum payments now really means maximum payments in the long run. After you pay the monthly student loan debt and any high interest rate debt that you have, if you have no to little money left over for any other debt, call the credit card companies. Many consumers don't realize that they can call up their creditors and ask for lower interest rates or request that late charges or annual fees be waived. Often credit card companies will lower your rate on the spot simply because they don't want to lose your business. It's a competitor's market. Credit card companies send out nearly 5 billion offers to consumers each year, and most credit card issuers know that customers will switch cards if their interest rate is too high. So using your list of bills you created, call up each creditor and start negotiating. Now I'm going to go over some tips on how to get rid of debt. Cut up your credit cards so you're not tempted to spend more. Don't close all credit accounts even though you stopped using them. You need evidence of a credit history. Instead, use cash when making purchases, so you're not spending what you don't have. Notify your credit card issuers in writing if you choose to close an account. Tell them to have a record reflect the account was closed by the consumer. Otherwise, someone viewing your credit report might think that the card issuer shut down the account. In some circumstances, a credit card provides badly needed money. If you plan to use one credit card for emergencies, pay balances in full when statements come in. Navy Federal offers a secured and rewards card with a line of credit from $500 to $50,000 based on the amount you set aside in your credit union savings account. You cannot spend more than you have saved, and the card helps rebuild your credit rating. Contact creditors immediately if you're unable to pay them on time. Don't default on a loan because this can mar your credit rating, affecting your ability to get credit for years to come. Explain why you're having problems and that you're trying to be responsible. They may agree to a special repayment program until you're back on your feet. When dealing with debt collectors, even though you may be behind in making payments, you're protected from unethical collections by the Federal Fair Debt Collections Practice Act. Collectors cannot threaten you with violence, make false statements, or use other unfair practices, such as saying they're an attorney and telling you you'll be arrested or put in jail if you don't pay what you owe. They can't call you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. In addition, collectors must honor a written request from you to stop further contact. The description, so if it's USAA, category it would be insurance. Was this budgeted? If it's a fixed, then yes, it's budgeted. And the amount. You're going to do your previous balance up here, and then your now available balance. Then on the cash log is where you're going to write each thing that you got at that store. So if you went to Target, you're going to write each thing that you got at Target and what category it would go under. So again, look at your budget worksheet and then see which one it would fall under. Put under category if it was budgeted or not, and the amount. So here you're going to write down each individual thing. That way you know where your money's going into, what you're spending more money on, so you know where you can eliminate debt or unnecessary spending. Getting out of debt means changing your lifestyle, otherwise you'll be right back where you started. Try to have most of your accounts with one financial institution, one with mobile telephone and online account access like online banking, so you can easily move money between accounts. Be realistic, limit spending to things you can reasonably afford. Live within your means. Track your spending and limit things that you really don't need. Remember, life isn't about things. Remember what's really important in life.